We're talking about virtual assistants and my 6-step hiring process that I use to have amazing virtual assistants in the Philippines for now going on 4 years, and they can help you increase your income and your impact. We're going to be diving into. Do you want blissful balance in your personal and professional life? Great. What's up, guys? My name is Cary Jack, and I want to help you happy hustle a life you love, one full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm a lifestyle entrepreneur, a professional model/actor, a digital marketing specialist, a podcast host, author, a biohacker, an eco-warrior, a martial artist, a hippie cowboy, and a humanitarian. My goal is to educate, inspire, and entertain you to live a life of passion, purpose, and positive impact. It is time to happy hustle your dream reality. Yee-yee! Virtual assistants can transform your business. I'm telling you, if you want to make more money and more impact than ever before, you need a team. And I personally love virtual assistants, especially virtual assistants in the Philippines. And I'm going to get into why. What's up, guys? My name is Cary Jack. I am known as the Happy Hustler, and I'm also the author and founder of the Happy Hustle and Lifestyle Entrepreneur. And I have been using virtual assistants in my business for over 3 years, going on 4 years. But prior, I've used them in my other businesses, and they are just the best. I gotta say, like the loyalty, the personality, the ability to get tasks accomplished in a timely manner. There's a lot of reasons to use virtual assistants, not to mention you can use geographic arbitraging when it comes to your currency versus their currency. So it's a very useful way to grow and scale your business. And I want to actually share with you my 6-step hiring SOP process on how to actually do this effectively. There's ways that you can hire and you can completely mess up. And I've done those too. So I want to actually go through this exact hiring process. I'm literally going to share my screen and go through step by step. So if you're just listening to the audio, I'm going to do the YouTube video where I'm actually going to share my screen and get into some of the nitty gritty. So this is going to be a masterclass on virtual assistants, and I might even make it into an actual course because I get asked all the time, like, Cary, okay, you're only working about 20 hours per week. Well, how do you actually get all the other stuff done? And I'm like, well, my team helps me. And I have 5 virtual assistants right now. Shout out to my amazing team, Connie, Michael, Chan, JB, Judy. We have a rockstar squad. And then I have a bunch of outsourced freelancers, but this is something super powerful that you can use. And I also have 2 American assistants, one who's a bookkeeper and one who is a virtual assistant. And those I hired through Belay. Belay is an amazing service that you can use to actually get American virtual assistants. So if you want to check out more, you go to Belay. Actually, just click the link. It'll be linked up in the show notes, and it'll take you right to the Belay page where you can actually you can get your own virtual assistant through through Belay, and they'll kind of manage it for you. It's been a really great thing just to have American people working on my time zone, and then the Filipino team that is working when I'm sleeping. So for this episode purposes, I'm going to talk about Filipinos more so, very specifically. Now, I want to get into my VA hiring process. Now, when I hire virtual assistants, I don't go through Upwork. I've tried that. I don't go through other third-party sites. I go through Onlinejobs.ph, and I'll link it up in the show notes. But this is who I hire through, or I'll go through now referrals, word of mouth through my team who knows other people. And that's the cool thing. Once you have established a relationship with your VAs, they'll refer their friends to potentially work for you if you're a good boss, of course. So onlinejobs.ph is step number 1. Okay. You create a profile, I think it's like, 60 something bucks if you want to create a posting. And then you will basically get a bunch of applicants based on your job description and your posting. You could get clear on your hourly wage you're willing to pay, how much hours you're looking to work, the specific tasks you're looking for them to do. If it's like video editing, you want someone who's proficient in like maybe Final Cut Pro. If it's graphic design, you want someone who's proficient in Canva. So you could set the skills that you want. If it's, funnel building, hey, maybe you want someone who's proficient in ClickFunnels, right? So it's like you have to set the parameters and the job application description, right? So that is really important to get clear on the parameters. And I do like to keep it vague when it comes to the actual finances. I'll say, starting at a range of, maybe $5 an hour to $15 an hour. And then what I like to do is transition all my team to salary, where that they have a set rate for a set deliverable KPIs. But you can start in a range, and then you can have 30-day increment promotions or 90-day increment promotions, or you could even, set a different standard of payment. Maybe it's just salary right from the get-go. So, or you could do project basis. That works too. So there's a lot of variabilities here when it comes to actually hiring and getting like clear on your budget. But the cool thing is like you're using, let's say, American dollars. If you're paying in Filipino pesos, like your whatever $10 goes so much further over there. So it's geographic arbitraging, right? So step number one, create a posting. You can use other sites. That's just the site that I use. Step number one was create an account. Step number two was create your job listing, right? So then you need to actually put the description on, the platform, right? Step number three is create a series of steps for your job. So let me just actually share this screen with you so you can see it live. This is like actually something that, it's super helpful to see sometimes. And I'm just going to show you, this is the actual hiring process. And I will, I can actually just go through this in detail. Whoops. Okay. So that you can see it. Now, step number three, when I talk about creating a series of 3 steps for your job prospect to complete, like this is the most crucial piece to the entire process, in my opinion. And it's very simply, you create 3 steps. So it's a step within a step, right? But 3 different components that your applicants need to complete this in order to actually, even get an interview with you. And the first thing I like them to do is record a 60-second video explaining why you want the job. So, you could have them tell them a little bit about yourself, why you want the job, and the number one skill you think you can bring to the table, right? But the cool thing is then you can hear their English, and you can make sure that they can speak fluently and that you can understand them, right? The second thing I ask them to do, in order for prospects to actually get an interview, is you have to put in the subject line your name and a specific catchphrase like happy hustle opportunity or whatever it is for you, your company name, and something else. But you want to make it specific, because what you're doing is you're seeing if they will actually follow directions. And this is huge. And then the third thing I always ask them to do is email it at my time zone at 10 a.m. Right? So it's like, hey, I want this emailed to me at this specific time. That's when I want your application to be delivered. 10 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, right? So it's like, you need to know that they can actually like assess your time zone and can make sure that they're just following directions. So I put those 3 series of steps in this third step of actually the job description. Okay. Now, a lot of people will actually mess this up. You'd be surprised how many people can't follow these simple directions. And those people aren't the people you're even going to have an interview with. Those people you won't even hire at all, because that's just, if they can't follow these simple things, then that's it. They don't even get an opportunity. Whoa. Apologies for interrupting your programming. But I have to tell you, the best investment you can make in yourself is one in which helps you acquire skills. You've probably heard people talk about, oh, just invest in yourself and you'll be successful. Yes, that's true to a degree, but you have to invest in skills that will ultimately help you achieve your desired results. And I think one of the best skills one can possess, be it an entrepreneur or an aspiring entrepreneur, is the sales sword. Really knowing how to sell, utilizing pressure-free persuasion, which will make you more money and more impact. Now, if you want to know how to sell more efficiently and effectively, I just launched a sales course called The Proven Roadmap Process to Selling Millions of Dollars and helping you to increase your conversions guaranteed. And you can get access to this new sales course that the Happy Hustle is launching at thehappyhustle.com/sales. And if you act fast, you'll get it at the lowest price it'll ever be available, because we are launching it and we want to gain amazing testimonials and social proof to further share this knowledge. So if you act fast, you can get it at the lowest price it'll ever be. That's at thehappyhustle.com/sales. Now let's get back to this episode. All right. So you got clear on that. So step number 1 was create an account. Step number 2, create your job listing. Step number 3, have a series of, internal steps in your job description, like record a 60-second video explaining why you want the job, put, in the subject line a specific thing, and then email at a certain time in your time zone. Now, when it comes to step number 4, you want to screen the applicants, right? So whoever followed the directions, those are the ones who will be on a short list. And then you'll have either your team, or if you don't have a team, like I have my own virtual assistants screen applicable or other virtual assistants applying, I should say. So this is really cool because, you only have a certain amount of people that'll actually make it through the screening process who actually followed the steps. And then those people can get screened by your virtual assistants if you have them. If you don't have them, then you will have to screen them. And then you'll have a short list. So you can then book a interview with them, and you're, going to, I like to do a 30-minute Zoom call. Usually it only takes 20 minutes, sometimes even less. But on the interview, I hire for personality. Like I like to hire for personality over skill set, because skills can be trained. Personality is not changing. So I want to make sure I'm going to be like excited to talk to this person, or like want them on our team meetings. And I'll ask them like deeper questions, like, tell me about your family. What do you like to do for fun? Why do you want this job? Like, what do you want ultimately as a dream for your reality? How can I best support you in that, and give you work that grows your skill set, that helps support your internal dream. And I'm aligning myself with my team's dream. And I really want to make sure that I support them. Like, one of my amazing executive assistants, or my main executive assistant, Connie, shout out to you. She just launched her own course and webinar, and has a whole has a whole entire business on how to train virtual assistants and how virtual assistants in the Philippines can get jobs. And she teaches them, and she's crushing it. I think she sold like 28 spots for her like $497 program. I'm like, get it, girl. You're amazing. I'm proud of you. So I want to support them as much as possible to achieve their dreams. And that's what the Happy Hustle is all about. Like, I believe in the abundance mentality, where it's like, there's plenty to go around. I want to support everyone. And, especially when it comes to their dreams. Right. So anyway, that is the screening process. When it comes to, the actual, calendar, video Zoom call, you can keep it brief. Go with your gut. Basically, like, you want to make sure this is someone that you can grow with, and that, you want to be around. Okay. So that's step number 4. Let's say you had, your interviews. Now, step number 5 is you actually give them a 30-day trial task to see if it's a fit. You could do a 1-day trial task. You could do a project trial task, but it just is important that you have a trial task. And this is like, it's paid, first of all. So, it just has a project rate. It can be, hey, design this 10-page PDF ebook, right? And I just want I want to see your Canvas skills and how you're going to present this. And I'll give you certain criteria, and it'll take, your deadline is 2 weeks from now or whatever, right? But like, you want to try it before you buy it, essentially, and really make sure before you go through the whole onboarding and like really integrate them into your team and your processes, that they can follow simple trial task, right? It's important, but a lot of people miss this step. They just go right to hiring, and then you'll waste a lot of time like explaining to them things, and then they won't work out. So I like to start with like a minor trial task, something like a very basic project. and then I'll give them something bigger that they can work on over the next couple of weeks. And then we do a reassessment in that 30 days, and I'll say, okay, what's working, what's not. Here, I want to congratulate you and offer this position. This is the rate. This is what I'm expecting. Here's the KPIs around it. I'm very clear with my deliverables, and you almost have to start off micromanaging in a sense until your team gets your style of leadership and your company culture and what you're really expecting. Then step number 6, you actually send them a virtual assistant agreement. Once they pass the test, you actually want to get maybe it's like I have templates. If you really want, email me at hello@thehappyhustle.com for templates when it comes to agreements. But this is something that really can help. Just make sure you're legally protected and that they're very clear. Hey, here's the rate, the job description, what's to be expected, the amount of hours worked, but also some legal jargon that protects you and your business. Maybe it's a non-disclosure, stuff like that. So this is the 6-step hiring process. It's not that difficult, really, but it is important that you follow each step. And the steps that I really love and want to make sure everyone is highlighted or everyone is highlighting in their own process is the series within the job description that you make them complete before even getting to the next step, because you will be shocked how many people don't follow directions. So make sure that you have that as a part of your, essential, your entire breakdown, or your entire VA process when it comes to hiring. So as a recap, first step, create an account at Onlinejobs.ph. Step number 2, create your job listing. And again, you can use any other software or hiring third-party platform, but that's what I use. The third step is create a series of steps for your prospects to complete, right? Recording a 60-second video explaining why they want the job, subject line, very clearly. You want to make sure that they can follow these directions, and then email at a certain time in your time zone. Step number 4, screen them, get on a call with the ones that you want and get on a Zoom call and figure out, their personality and what's really driving them and how you can support them as well. And then step number 5, give them a trial task, obviously a 30-day trial period, but give them project trials and see if it's a fit, and then give them a virtual assistant agreement once they pass the test. That's it. There you go, y'all. It's done. You got some amazing virtual assistants now. Now, I do want to just mention the belay piece to this puzzle as well, which I'm very excited about because we are using belay ourselves. Their bookkeeper and virtual assistant, they're actually project managing my book launch. So it's there's certain tasks accounting and bookkeeping that I want, very qualified people to do. Right? I'm not going to outsource that overseas. Same thing with my project manager for my book launch. Sometimes social media is very important. So if you want those higher end services, you're going to pay more, but you also get a specific person who is very qualified for that position. So you can click the link for Belay if you want to go through their screening process, and they actually will source those perfect people for you after a whole, onboarding. They're going to figure out exactly your needs. And the cool thing about Belay too, is they actually have a customer manager for not only their employees, but they're going to be the liaison for you, this bridge. So let's say, my bookkeeper doesn't work out. Well, they'll find me a new one. I don't have to go try to find a new one. And they know already who I'm looking for. And they have all these criteria already built up. So it's very nice. Hiring can be one of the biggest stress points. The churn rate in a business oftentimes, if it's high, can relate to decreased cash flow and ultimately business failure. So if you're bringing on employees and they're churning and burning and you're not retaining them, it will sink your business straight up. So this is very important. I wanted to share this with you, just kind of pull back the curtain. That's my VA hiring process for the Philippines. And then if you wanted to go American based, check out Belay, click the link in the description, and then you can kind of go through that whole process. But I've been very pleased thus far. And regardless, I really hope you get help growing your team, because um, and just having a team in general. Like, you can't do it all. If you want to go fast, they say go alone, but if you want to go far, you got to go together, and you need to have a team who can support you. And my virtual assistants like do everything from video and production work, and social media posting and graphic design and website and funnel building and like email inbox and outreach and just like scheduling. There's just so much that they do that I'm like so grateful for. And it's very possible for you too. Just don't get discouraged if you had a couple like, bad experiences per se. What I always like to say on this front is, hey, you've probably had a bad meal out at a restaurant, but that doesn't mean you stop going to restaurants, right? No, you just pick a different damn restaurant, right? So pick a different damn restaurant, go through, use this VA hiring process, get yourself some rock stars who can help you further your message and your mission, and ultimately increase your income and your impact. So that's what I got to say. Oh, and to pay them, I use Wise, WISE, which is the payment service, and I pay every other Friday. And yeah, it has the least amount of fees. So if you're interested, in like other platforms to pay them, you could check out. There's a ton of them, but I use Wise because it has the least amount of fees on for them, and it's super easy. They just link up their bank accounts. So that's what I use. But anyway, that's my spiel, y'all. I hope you got some value. Get out there and keep on happy hustling a life that you love, full of passion, purpose, and positive impact. I'm out, y'all. Peace and love.